chosen on Tuesday does contain some interesting switches. Aussie Welsh is in for Chris Gardner in the centres. Steve Rogers moves out to 5'8" with Steve Hansard his halfback. And in the forwards, Kurt Sorensen has been reinstated as lock, with Steve Neen making his first appearance in first grade in 18 weeks. Canterbury, while still without Robinson, Paponis, Anderson and Mark Hughes, have selected their strongest available side. Greg Brentnell has shrugged off injury to play at fullback, and he and halves Gary Hughes and Steve Mortimer should figure prominently in attack.
Must be anxious.
So Steve Rogers to get the game underway with a long kick going down to the former Australian fullback Greg Brentnell, and immediately caught by Sorensen. Mortimer. Peter Casillas from the second row. Mortimer out to Gary Hughes, and another long one right out to the centres. That's Peter Mortimer running it up over the quarter line. A good long break too by Peter Mortimer. He's up to halfway, got support, and Canterbury really opening out. Winger Steve Want came inside to take that pass. That's a good opening by Canterbury, straight back into Cronulla's territory. Gary Hughes to Brentnell. Casillas putting the ball down, and Steve Rogers knocks it back. Knocked on though. Well, Steve Hansard to take the tap kick. Caught the the Canterbury forwards napping there. John Byrne.
Yes, they thought he'd take the kick for the line to gain ground, but a quick tap, and they put Cronulla immediately on the attack.
Hansard, Rogers, Sorensen outside. Kurt Sorensen bursting through, and a beautiful pass to get Welsh on the way. Welsh has got Mullane. Mullane's got his winger. Burko's infield. Across comes Graham Hughes to put him down in a good covering second rower's tackle. But Cronulla on the attack now. Rogers, Dane Sorensen, who went past him to Neen. Oh, nearly intercepted, and big Paul can't unload it. Good tackle there from Casillas to take the big man ball and all. It's gone loose, and it'll be a scrum.
It's a good scrum win there to Canterbury. They early possession important in a game like this, but it's interesting to note they're barging up the centre of the ruck. Both sides are quite happy to let the ball go. Now Stevie Mortimer at half-back. He's a danger man and makes the break.
And Mortimer down towards the quarter line, trying to link up with his winger, and Steve Want gets it away there to the hooker. Going for the line is Pat English, 10 metres out. Now to Gary Hughes. Getting it out to Peter Mortimer. Folks, Chris Mortimer. Mortimer trying to set up his winger, Steve Gearan. The ball's gone loose. Cronulla knocked on and gaining it. So
it looks like a Canterbury win again, and Brentnell coming in. Canterbury are happy to let the ball go.
Gary Hughes.
They're forwards
straight across field.
Yes.
It's Cook.
This is Carefree football at the moment. We're not seeing anything driving straight up the centre, but letting the ball go wide.
Caveney.
A good hit, and I expect we'll see the same thing again.
Playing it to Pat English. Mortimer. Gary Hughes. Peter Mortimer. It's a good weaving run by the centre too. Peter Mortimer waiting for his brother Steve, who was coming up inside. Steve Mortimer to dummy half. Getting a long one out to Casillas, then to Want. Steve Want, the winger. Cronulla defence is having all sorts of problems early in this game. A penalty goes to Canterbury. Sorensen is about 34 metres out from Canterbury's goal line. Hansard, Khan, Byrne, past him to Welsh in the centres. Mick Mullane is out there for the pass. Byrne, Dane Sorensen. Hansard. Doesn't quite have the nip now that he used to have. Rogers. Mullane. He's a good handler and getting it to Byrne, and beautifully to Welsh, who spelled it. One man to beat and a man assisting him. Aussie Welsh put it down for a scrum on the Canterbury quarter line.
In fact, as I speak, he's already spoken to his trainer to get out there and tell him to settle the play down. They're going to need to. Canterbury in possession. If Canterbury can get in here and convert, I'll give them a nice little 7-0 lead.
Peter Mortimer.
At the moment, Canterbury leading 2-0.
Gary Hughes and Brentnell from fullback. Steve Want's breaking right through. Hansard to beat. That was a good piece of defence by Steve Hansard. He was very nearly wrong-footed because he was coming across in cover. But Canterbury keep it alive now. Graham Hughes, switch in play. Steve Mortimer. You could see the breeze take that ball away from the player, curling around in the air. Fancy, so a tap kick to be taken. Chris Mortimer, right in front of the posts. Dane Sorensen roughing him up in the tackle, and referee Danzy allowing play to go on. Coveney. Graham Hughes, brother Gary. And the way towards Cook, he must score from there. Prop forward Cook, a flick pass. Peter Mortimer gets it in field. My word. It was ever so close to a try, but it's going to be a penalty.
Must be to take that first pass, and because he is a destroyer, he can make that break.
Dane Sorensen, brother Kurt. Hansard, Rogers, Khan, he's backed up by Burke. Khan's made a good break. He's got his winger going with him. Getting it out wide to Welsh. Won't get away from Want, and the pass to Jarvie is covered. Good break, nevertheless, by Khan. Rogers, Hansard, quick passing now. Rick Burke in there, giving it to Beckett. Tackler was Coveney, playing it to Byrne. Dane Sorensen, Steve Mean. With a couple of pressure situations, and he's done it well each time. Rick Burke.
There's only 8 minutes of the first half remaining, and Cronulla are 2-2, and it's Cronulla's game. They want this match. Kurt Sorensen has certainly tried everything. He's involved himself in everything to try and make the break, but the Canterbury defence has held.
Rogers.
This is the fellow who can make the difference.
He's got Mullane going inside. Rogers showing his pace, looking for the support, and that's a great tackle by Brentnall. Mark Hughes, Brentnall in from fullback. And a switch in play to Chris Mortimer. Tackler was Kurt Sorensen. Mark Hughes. Pat English going under a high tackle. Mark Hughes, Steve Mortimer, Graham Hughes, Brentnall. Folks out wide. Steve Mortimer and Greg Cook taking it up the centre. Didn't really have support there, so Peter Mortimer, a good pass away towards Steve Want. He's got plenty of pace, he's going to score, I think. Yes, he was not held, that's a good... Burke is coming off.
We haven't seen a great deal from Stevie Mortimer at the moment, but another Canterbury win, and whilst they can get this possession and hold it, and it's going to frustrate Cronulla. Cronulla want to get points on the board, as many as they possibly can, but they're going to have to get the ball first.
That's Gearin from the blindside wing, and he's made a good run with that. Good weaving run till eventually caught by Hansard, and the two little fellows having a go at each other. Casillas, Cook. That pass was forward, but referee Danzy standing back with the defence. Cronulla forwards playing with a lot more fire now, and they're trying to hurt in these tackles. That's Mullane running across. Good bounce for him. Would have been a time to Breeze assisted him in that. Dane Sorensen, that's a good break too by the big prop forward. Looks for support, and it's there in Hansard. Hansard with the fullback to beat. Brentnall takes him. Ball's loose. It went forward.
This is a very important scrum for the Sharks. If Canterbury can win this and get in. At the moment, it's 3 points the difference. Canterbury leading 7-4. And
they've got the scrum, and Steve Folks is going to score. A lovely little switch there between halfback Mortimer, right next to the scrum base, and Steve Folks breaking from the lock forward position, able to take the pass and score, and you'll see it in our replay, the second try of the match. And here it is.
Through the gap and always looking dangerous.
Hansard, Rogers, Byrne. Good break there with Mullane giving it to Jarvie. Kurt Sorensen, Hatch, Rogers, Miller,
Dane Sorensen. Beckett. Beckett going straight up the middle of the ruck. 32 metres out. Cronulla with a lot of leeway to make up. 12-4 is the score in favour of Canterbury. Chris Gardner. Hansard. Dane Sorensen. Caught by Graham Hughes. I'd like to see the tackle count for Graham Hughes so far in this game. He's done a lot of work in defence, but been very creative and constructive as usual in attack. Kurt Sorensen getting a beautiful pass to Welsh. He's got loads of pace, fullback to beat. And he's going to score, is he? Yes, he's there. No, a double movement. Well, look at that again. Welsh is adamant that it wasn't a double movement, but we'll see it again in action replay.
The big question's going to be is, well, can Cronulla get back in the game with a Canterbury ball, and Canterbury playing it well.
Chris Mortimer back inside Gearin, the winger. Gearin, plenty of pace. Got Hansard to beat it. He's beaten him easily. A lovely try to Steve Gearin. Peter Mortimer started it. But if you said footballers couldn't fly, have a look at Steve Hansard. So a reshuffle in the Canterbury back line with Mark Hughes off. We've got Peter Mortimer going to 5'8". That's he with the ball, caught by Rogers. And Paul Gearin's gone into the centres. So the full-time siren to go at any second now, with Canterbury just grinding away to this very easy win, 17 points to 4. Steve Gearin. Steve Mortimer, Graham Hughes, Greg Cook. Steve Mortimer. He's not finished with yet. He wants a try. He might get it yet around the lane. Scooting away, throws the pass to Graham Hughes under the post. Good try. Very good try indeed by Canterbury. And 22-4 the score, with the kick successful by Gearin. It's full time. And we'll have a look at that try from the head-on angle again, with the ball being cleared. It's given there to Steve Mortimer, a little kick through. It's over the head of the defence. Gary Stair's not able to get to it. A beautiful bounce for Mortimer. He gets away from Mullane, but Steve Rogers catches him here. And a beautiful pass, good understanding with Graham Hughes following him through to score the 4th try for Canterbury under the posts.
For Canterbury, tries were scored by Steve Want, Steve